If you're over 60, this one sweet, juicy habit, a fruit you likely believe is perfectly healthy, could quietly raise your risk of a stroke overnight. No warning, no symptoms, no pain. You go to bed feeling fine, and by morning, your speech is slurred, your balance is gone, or one side of your body just doesn't move. As a neurologist, I've seen far too many older adults suffer strokes they never saw coming. Not from smoking, not from fast food, and not from lack of exercise, but from something they believed was healthy. Fruit. Yes, fruit. Every day, millions of seniors eat fruit thinking it's good for their hearts, brains, and digestion. And while many fruits do support healthy aging, some, especially when eaten at the wrong time or in the wrong amounts, can quietly do harm. They can spike your blood sugar, dehydrate your brain, or interact dangerously with medications. And the scariest part, no one ever warns you. What if I told you that by simply understanding the hidden risks of just one common fruit you might eat daily, you could dramatically reduce your risk of stroke, memory loss, or even a brain bleed, especially if you're over 60? Stick with me, because the story of my 80-year-old patient, Mrs. Sinclair, who discovered this critical truth, will change the way you think about healthy eating forever. Hello, Senior Fit Nation. Dr. Miller here. My mission is to give you the clear, science-backed information you need to make truly informed decisions about your health. Today, I'm going to walk you through 9 common fruits that could be raising your risk of stroke or memory loss, particularly if you're over 60. Have you ever wondered if your healthy habits might be backfiring? If so, you need to hear this, and I promise it might just save your life. Please note, this video is for informational purposes only and is not a substitute for medical advice. All information provided has been carefully verified, and source links are available in the description. Always consult your healthcare provider before making any changes to your medication or health regimen. Before we dive into these crucial insights, if you're new here, welcome. We're thrilled to have you on this journey to better health. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss our upcoming content. Your engagement helps me reach more people who need this vital information. All right, let's get started. Common fruits, hidden risks for seniors. As a brain doctor, few things disturb me more than seemingly innocent habits that silently lead to disaster. Let's uncover some truths about fruits you might be consuming daily. 1. Bananas. Too much potassium. Too fast. The problem: you've always heard bananas are healthy, soft, and high in potassium. But once you're past 60, especially if you're on medications like ACE inhibitors or diuretics, water pills, your kidneys naturally slow down and don't filter as efficiently. This means potassium, which bananas are loaded with, one large banana has over 450 milligrams, can build up in your bloodstream. Risk. This can cause your heart to misfire, blood vessels to tighten, and worst of all, form blood clots where blood should flow freely. In the brain, that clot can shut everything down. Practical advice: if you're over 60, especially on heart or blood pressure medications, limit yourself to half a banana per day, eaten in the morning, and always with protein like Greek yogurt or nuts to slow down absorption. Skip banana smoothies, banana bread, and definitely avoid eating them before bed. Always talk to your doctor about how potassium-rich foods interact with your prescriptions. 2. Grapes. Sugar bomb in a tiny package. The problem: grapes feel innocent, but they're concentrated sugar. A handful, especially seedless, can deliver a surge of glucose and fructose into your bloodstream. For aging brains and blood vessels, that spike comes with a heavy cost. Our bodies become less efficient at managing blood sugar, and rapid spikes cause inflammation inside artery walls, which can stiffen and narrow. Risk. Over time, tiny tears can develop in the vessel lining, where blood clots begin to form. You may not feel it, but it quietly builds the perfect conditions for a silent stroke. Practical advice. Never eat grapes on an empty stomach or by the bowl full. Pair them with protein, like a few almonds or a slice of cheese, and always limit portions to a small handful. Preferably eat them during active hours when your body can burn the sugar. If you're diabetic or on blood pressure meds, skip them entirely unless your doctor advises otherwise. 3. Pineapple, the acid and sugar combo. The problem: many seniors enjoy pineapple after dinner, believing it's light and aids digestion. But pineapple contains bromelain, a natural enzyme that can interfere with blood clotting and platelet function, especially when combined with certain medications. For someone over 60 with naturally thinner blood vessels, this can have serious consequences. A single cup contains over 16 grams of sugar, causing a rapid blood glucose spike, stressing your blood vessels while you sleep. Risk. Pineapple is also highly acidic. This acid can trigger silent reflux, which, in some seniors, can lead to reduced oxygen to the brain during sleep and an increased risk of early morning strokes. Practical advice. If you love pineapple, enjoy it earlier in the day in small amounts and never on an empty stomach. Avoid pairing it with blood-thinning medications unless your doctor advises otherwise. And most importantly, do not eat it before bed. 4. Watermelon, not always hydrating. The problem. Watermelon is beloved for hydration, but for seniors, especially those with cardiovascular issues or on diuretics or ACE inhibitors, it can quietly tip the body into danger. Watermelon acts as a diuretic, making you urinate more frequently. This can lead to overnight dehydration, a dangerous silent trigger for stroke. Risk. When your body is dehydrated, your blood thickens and moves sluggishly, giving it more time to form clots in arteries already stiffened by age. This is especially true at night when circulation dips and blood pressure drops. Practical advice. Enjoy watermelon wisely. Eat it earlier in the day and always pair it with electrolytes, such as a pinch of salt or coconut water. If you're on diuretics, talk to your doctor before making it a daily habit. Dizziness in the morning, dry mouth overnight, or waking up confused are not normal. They are warning signs. 5. Oranges, the citrus interaction. The problem. Oranges have long been a symbol of health, but for older adults, especially those on heart or blood pressure medications, like statins, calcium channel blockers, blood thinners, oranges can become a chemical cocktail. They contain a natural compound called furanocoumarin, which can interfere with how your liver metabolizes certain medications. Risk. This means your body may either hold on to too much medication, raising toxicity, or flush it out too quickly, rendering it useless. This can dangerously create conditions where blood becomes unstable, arteries constrict unpredictably, or clots begin to form without warning. Practical advice. For those over 60, I now recommend eating oranges sparingly and never combining them with medications without speaking to a physician. If you enjoy citrus, choose lower-risk options like clementines, or squeeze just a small splash of juice into water rather than drinking full glasses. If you're on any prescription drugs, ask your doctor whether citrus could be interfering. 6. Apples, the surprise sugar trap. The problem. Apples, the symbol of American health, are often seen as harmless, but for older adults, especially those managing blood pressure, diabetes, or cognitive changes, the wrong kind of apple, eaten the wrong way, can quietly raise your stroke risk. Many popular American varieties are bred for sweetness, not nutrition, and have a high glycemic load. Risk. If eaten alone, especially without protein or healthy fat, they cause a rapid blood sugar spike, followed by a crash. This sudden surge and drop impacts blood pressure, vascular inflammation, and blood viscosity. Repeatedly, this damages artery linings, leading to micro tears and clot formation. For older adults whose vessels are already narrower and stiffer, those clots can become stroke triggers. Practical advice. If you love apples, choose wisely. Granny Smith apples are lower in sugar and higher in brain-protective polyphenols. Always eat apples with a source of protein or fat like almond butter or a slice of cheese to reduce the glycemic impact. Never eat a sweet apple on an empty stomach, especially in the evening. Your brain needs stable fuel. 7. Cherries. Hidden source of salicylates. The problem: cherries are praised for inflammation and heart health, but they carry a little-known risk, especially for older adults already on blood thinners or medications affecting clotting. The danger lies in salicylates, a natural blood-thinning compound similar to aspirin. Risk. For someone whose blood is already thinned by medications like warfarin or daily aspirin, adding more salicylates from food can push the body over the edge, making blood too thin to clot. This can lead to fragile vessels that leak, and in the worst cases, hemorrhagic stroke, bleeding inside the brain. Practical advice: eat cherries mindfully. A few now and then are likely safe, but avoid cherry concentrate, juice, or large daily portions if you're on medication that affects clotting. Always talk to your doctor before making something a regular part of your diet. 8. Strawberries. Mold, pesticide, and gout triggers. The problem: strawberries are heavily sprayed fruits, often topping the Environmental Working Group's Dirty Dozen list for pesticide residues. For seniors whose detox systems slow with age, these chemicals build up in tissues, including the brain, where they can disrupt neurological function and weaken blood vessels. This can increase oxidative stress, leading to inflammation and clot formation, raising the risk of mini-strokes and cognitive decline. Risk. Strawberries also contain purines, which break down into uric acid. For those with gout, kidney disease, or vascular inflammation, elevated uric acid can trigger vessel narrowing, increased blood pressure, and clot formation. Practical advice: make sure your strawberries are organic every single time. Wash them thoroughly. Don't eat them daily, and never rely on them as your primary antioxidant source. If you have gout, kidney issues, or are on blood pressure medications, ask your doctor before adding them to your regular diet. Be cautious with frozen strawberries, especially pre-made smoothies, as they may have even less regulation. 9. Mango. Blood sugar spikes and medication interference. The problem: mango is one of the highest sugar fruits in the American diet. 1 cup has nearly 45 grams of sugar. This sugar is rapidly absorbed, leading to sudden blood sugar spikes, insulin surges, and crashes, which place enormous strain on blood vessels, especially those in the brain. Risk. Blood sugar spikes cause inflammation, artery tightening, and can lead to tiny cracks in vessel linings, which the body repairs by forming blood clots. Additionally, mango contains compounds like mangiferint that interfere with how your liver processes many medications, e.g., for heart rhythm, cholesterol, blood pressure, potentially causing medication buildup, overdose risk, or dangerous interactions. Practical advice: eat mango in very small portions, a few bites, and only during the day. Never before bed. Always pair it with protein or fat to blunt the sugar spike. If you're on any prescription medication, especially for heart, cholesterol, or blood pressure, talk to your doctor first. What you should be reaching for: brain-safe fruits for seniors. Now, after hearing about these potentially problematic fruits, you might be wondering, what can we eat that supports the aging brain, fuels the heart, and still brings joy to our meals? Don't worry. Not all fruit is dangerous. In fact, some fruits, when chosen wisely and eaten with care, can be powerful allies in protecting your brain, your heart, and your independence. 1. Berries, blueberries, raspberries, blackberries. These are fantastic. They're low in sugar, high in antioxidants, and rich in polyphenols, which protect blood vessels and reduce inflammation. They don't spike blood sugar, don't interfere with most medications, and support memory and circulation naturally. 2. Green apples, like Granny Smith. Unlike their sugary cousins, these apples have a lower glycemic impact and contain brain-protective flavonoids. Eaten with a small piece of cheese or nut butter, they provide gentle energy without the crash. 3. Avocados. Technically a fruit, avocados are rich in healthy fats that help regulate blood pressure and support nerve function. They contain potassium, but in a form your body absorbs slowly, without the sharp spikes of sweeter fruits. 4. Lemons and limes. Use these not as snacks, but as flavor boosters. They support liver detoxification and digestion without delivering sugar or interfering with most medications. A squeeze in water can wake up your system gently and hydrate without harm. 5. Pomegranates, in small amounts. Their juice is potent, so if you enjoy it, water it down and limit it to a few ounces. Its antioxidant properties can be helpful, but it must be treated with caution, especially if you're on blood pressure or heart medications. Crucial timing matters. Eat fruit early in the day, never on an empty stomach, and always paired with a source of protein or healthy fat to slow down absorption and minimize spikes in sugar or drops in blood pressure. Never eat fruit right before bed. Your body is winding down, and that's when blood circulation is at its lowest. A spike in sugar or acid at that hour can tip the balance, and you may not feel the damage until it's too late. Friends, the truth is, your body changes as you age. The foods you ate at 30 or 40 no longer land the same way. Your kidneys filter more slowly. Your liver processes medications with less efficiency. Your blood vessels become more fragile, and your brain becomes increasingly sensitive to fluctuations in blood pressure, blood sugar, and clotting factors. This means every bite matters more now than ever before. You are not fragile, but you are different. You have immense agency. Let me tell you about Mrs. Sinclair. Mrs. Sinclair, at 80, had always loved strawberries. She'd pick them fresh every June, freeze them for winter smoothies, and eat a handful after dinner because she believed they were healthy. She also had mild hypertension and struggled occasionally with joint pain. Over time, she began experiencing dizziness in the mornings and persistent joint swelling. One morning, she awoke with numbness in her right hand and slurred speech. A CT scan confirmed a minor ischemic stroke. Her lab showed elevated uric acid, signs of oxidative stress, and low-grade inflammation, likely fed by years of pesticide residue and purine overload from her strawberry habit. Mrs. Sinclair survived, but she now lives with mild memory gaps and nerve sensitivity in her hand. When she told me through tears, "I thought I was doing everything right," it reminded me how critical context is in aging nutrition. Mrs. Sinclair's story is a powerful testament that understanding these nuances can prevent unforeseen consequences. She learned to choose organic strawberries when possible, to wash them thoroughly, and to consume them in moderation, never daily, and never as her primary antioxidant source. She also focused on the brain-safe fruits we discussed. It's about respecting your age, your body, and the quiet signals it sends. You've made it to this chapter in life through perseverance, wisdom, and care. Don't let a simple habit, a fruit you never thought twice about, become the silent thief of your health. Every choice, even a snack, can bring you closer to vitality or further into risk. So read your labels, ask your doctors, think about what's on your plate and what it might do inside your body. You're not just eating to live anymore. You're eating to stay sharp, to stay standing, and to stay you. With the right knowledge, the right fruits, and the right timing, you absolutely can. Stay wise, stay watchful, and remember, your brain is listening to everything you feed it. Feed it the future you deserve. I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment to reflect and share one thing you've learned and plan to apply in your own life. Let's support each other on this journey toward embracing these truths. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment, like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and here's to living life on your own terms.